Live from Dead Pit Studios South. Welcome to No News is Good News, where the news comes first, even if it sucks. Your shitty news reporters are Uncle Bill, Stuntman Mark, and Rambo Rough Life.
Holy Lord. I was like, here's what we're going to do. Before we even did this, I was like, we're going to start this countdown. I guarantee Mark shows up about halfway through this countdown. And I was right. Oh, yeah. What's up, Tony? How you doing, man? Bobby, good to see you.
Hey, what's going on?
Manny, always nice to have you on here. Oh, so there's a lot to talk about today, even though may seem like that the news is slow, but always just lurking under the surface is a bunch of the dumbest news stories imaginable.
Or under the water.
Oh, God. Yeah, slightly. I came one hair of putting up as like the tagline for this show, the mega powers implode, but I felt like that was in bad taste. I felt like I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I thought it was too, yeah, I was like, that's too good, but people are gonna like, they'll shit all over that, so I probably shouldn't. Oh God. What's up, movie junkie John, Witch Hunter, Steve Peekaboo Johnson? Oh, I can't even read what you said. Carter Detention, I can't read what you said either. Briminator, it's good to have you on here. X-Ray Punch, Bog Zombie, that's a good. Oh,
nice guy,
man. So yeah, this is the news portion of Dead Pit, I guess, where we actually do like news headlines, and most of them are like really horrible. And in this case, I mean, I think that we should just start with probably the most horrible thing that everybody's talking about. One of the most horrible things that you can possibly imagine. And that is the
Indiana Jones 5.
Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of fucking Destiny. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
It's actually this damn submersible thing that, man, like I've been going on a rabbit hole, just like for some reason, I don't know. It's like I must be getting old, because like when you get older, you go like you get into like World War II shit and like engineering. You start going further down those rabbit holes. You're like, I really need to know about this stuff. And like for some reason, I just thought it would be a good idea to learn as much as I could about submersibles, like as this is going on. So, and the thing that I learned is that they're terrifying, and that billionaires need to figure out something to do with their boredom rather than really dangerous shit. That's what I've learned recently.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this last night.
Yeah.
How is this an adventure? How is this fun? How is it a good way to spend money? But I guess if you have an abundance of it, doesn't matter how you spend it. But it's a tragic story overall, but man, it could have been avoided. It really could have been.
Yeah, like there were. Oh, go ahead, Rima.
I was going to say, I did find a clip of what kind of mind the CEO is. And this is his guy behind this stuff. This is how he thinks. And this is sadly how a lot of people in the world today thinks. And when people think this way, this kind of what leads to tragedy.
When I started business, one of the things you'll find, there are other sub-operators out there, but they typically have gentlemen who are ex-military submariners, and you'll see a whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. I wanted our team to be younger, to be inspirational, and I'm not going to inspire a 16-year-old to go pursue marine technology.
I hope those younger guys are inspirational for the rescue team that's not needed anymore. Or maybe get one of those 50-year-old white guys, that find the remains now after the implosion.
Well, the problem with that guy was he was insane. I mean, he was like a narcissist to the 10th degree, and he had like so much. I suspect too that he was probably like hemorrhaging money from this, and like really needed like these people to be on these vessels, because he had been trying to do this for years, and it had failed like multiple different times. And I suspect that he would have said anything to try to get money and people in those seats. And yeah, so the idea is that we don't want any old experienced people like working on this thing, because by the way, the old experienced people were all the ones that were telling him what a horrible idea it was. And one of the engineers that he actually hired sued him because like he wrote like a big kind of write up about how unsafe it was and ended up getting fired, and so he sued. Just everything about this story is fascinating though. Like, first of all, how the hell do you even get to be able to make something like this and put people in it without there being like 1,000 different like regulations, against that? But as it turns out, in international waters, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean in there. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, the other info I found was, and this is a quote, this is from Metro. When asked about the safety of the submersible, Stockton Rush, and yeah, funny, his last name is Rush, just this was a definitely Rush job.
Mm-hmm.
There's a limit. At some point, safety is just pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed. Don't get in your car. If you just want to be safe, don't do anything. At some point, you're going to take some risk.
That's what I'm talking about. Just the narcissism of just being like, we can go around some of these safety rules, because basically like you're going to die no matter what. Like if you leave your house, like you're at some risk of dying. It's like, dude, like you may be at some risk of dying from leaving your house, but you're at a lot of risk of dying from like going down 2 miles into the fucking ocean, bro. You better have all that worked out really, really well before like you decide to do that.
Exactly. Now, I haven't kept up with it as much as, I don't know, maybe you, Matt. Are there any lawsuits pending? Is that too early to say? The online scrutiny alone, I would imagine.
I'm not sure about that, but another thing I found was, and UB mentioned this, the guy that was fired, his name was David Lockridge, because he questioned the safety of it. And he countersued, claiming he was wrongfully terminated, pushed back against launching the Titan without doing non-destructive testing to prove his integrity. And this is the quote.
Yeah. Okay.
The paying passengers would not be aware and would not be informed of this experimental design, the lack of non-destructive testing of the hull, or that hazardous flammable materials were being used within the submersible. And then this is the quote is that the Titan relied on carbon fiber for a hull that would carry passengers as deep as 4,000 meters. The vessel was built to withstand a certified pressure of 1,300 meters, although Ocean Gate planned to take passengers to 4,000 meters. And the problem with carbon fiber is that you're not 100% sure how that's going to be at that much of a depth.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's the whole thing imploded. And also, why would you use a $30 Bluetooth cheap ass Amazon controller like this to control lives?
If I fucking paid $250,000, got into like a submarine with somebody, and they were using like a PlayStation controller, I would immediately like jump the fuck out. I'd be like, no, like this is not legit. And like a lot of the stuff he used on that thing was just stuff that he bought from like hardware stores, camping stores, a lot of the lights and things like that. were just kind of bought from all these different retail stores, and even the ballast and stuff was just piping and stuff that he bought from like stores. So in other words, somehow or another, some regulatory body or something completely let this slip by, because this guy made a haphazard makeshift fucking submarine, like something you would see out of a movie or something, like the rocket. Remember that movie where the guy made the rocket and it actually worked or whatever, like in West Virginia? Like same shit, but this guy makes a submarine. And they're like, everybody in the world's telling him it's going to explode, like something horrible is going to happen. And he's just like, not on my watch, ballyho, we're going down, whatever he was saying to these people. And it did. Like,
it's the sheer, and someone had the right word, hubris.
Yeah.
This is why people made movies that became a cliche, but it was cliche for a reason. Like the guy in Jaws, I'm going to keep the beaches open because nothing will happen until something does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never happened before. They think they're invincible until it does happen. But this is probably more common. And that's the thing. If this guy can do it here, how many other, whether it be amusement parks, whether it be NASA programs, how many more other people could be involved in this type of behavior? Maybe they want to be a bit more quiet now, but I mean, this didn't even fucking work. I was playing a game, it fucking drifted to the left and right. I mean, you do not use this for a damn thing. It's idiotic, moronic, irresponsible on all fronts, and that's the world of today, though. A lot of people just greed. You mentioned last time we talked about greed.
Yeah.
Pure, unfiltered.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Egocentric greed.
It's like some dude that wanted to make a fortune and cut all the corners in the world, and the last place in the world you'd want to cut all the corners in the world, like on this damn thing. And the worst possible thing happened. I think that's what's like just kind of captured everybody's imagination, is that this could even happen. Like some dude could just build this thing, out of whatever, and just trick a bunch of people into paying huge amounts of money just with no safety precautions whatsoever. Anyway,
exactly.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, Carter's got a super chat here. He says, and I had no idea, but he says that Logitech stock took a huge hit and they didn't even do anything wrong. So, yeah.
Damn.
It's all around bad.
Yeah, it's like the sub was designed for him to just make money from it, not for like keeping everybody safe.
Yeah.
Actually launching something where like you could have a legitimate business with all the T's crossed and the I's dotted. Like it was greed. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. That's really sad because these people lost their lives. And of course, they put themselves in this situation. So there's some accountability there. Well, I mean,
number one rule, Mark. Yeah. Don't trust anybody.
Oh, DTA.
Anytime
Stone Cold taught me that.
Anytime a motherfucker is like, "Hey, I've got a submarine," any life-threatening device.
No,
like I don't do it. I don't go on the fucking yo-yo things that shoot you up in the air. I don't go on roller coasters. I don't go on anything where it's like no. I just don't believe that these people like do the proper safety measures of any of this stuff. So anytime you put your life in somebody else's hands, like you're just rolling the dice, in my opinion. None more so than this, but
yeah.
Like, and they just believe this guy's bullshit. I mean, that's what it was. He talked them into it. Like there were people that he tried to talk into it that didn't go, but like these people, for whatever reason. Anyway, I hope that this is some sort of like learning experience for people like Elon Musk and people like that are doing like borderline stupid shit, like having self-driving cars that are crashing into buildings and shit and sending up people like you were talking about, Mark, to Mars or whatever.
Yeah, getting on the space shuttle. Uncle Bill, you got to book yourself a ticket, man. It's only about like 20,000, I think. For a round trip. You don't want to see the Earth from Earth's orbit?
I told you, man, I would end up being like that dude at the end of fucking Total Recall with my eyes popping out of my head. Like, just like that's what'll happen.
You're okay with Google Images. I got you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Eddie Rich. Yeah, this is not the Dead Pit lineup per se. This is like another lineup. We need a catchy nickname for this lineup, but we don't have one yet. So this is like another show.
Mm-hmm.
So Uncle Bill's going to be the Martian, like Matt Damon. He's going to be stranded there, just have to figure out how to survive.
Oh God. So Jack Frost wants to know if I would take the Jeff Bezos rocket excursions into the stratosphere. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah, I saw this too. See, the kid's son saw Blink 182. While they were looking for them, like looking for the dad or whatever. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the guy that built the rocket to shoot in the air to prove the Earth was flat. The rocket exploded. He just fell to the ground and died. Yeah. So anyway, that Elon Musk segue will come in handy later on in this show. But what have you guys got?
Is he getting a biopic already?
No, it's much funnier than that.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk about it if you haven't heard about it yet. But
I don't think I have. I'm excited to hear. We can't do it now. I want to know.
That's fine. We can do it now.
Okay.
My mother actually texted me about this story, and I was like, "There's no way." Like, she's like, "Because my mother's horrible with technology," and I was just thinking that she just kind of like stumbled upon something that was, just bullshit and like thought it was real.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's not fake from everything that I can read about. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg have said that they are both serious about the idea of doing a UFC sanctioned cage match, a cage fight. I thought this was a joke. I thought, surely to God, like this has got to be. But Dana White came out and said, both guys are absolutely dead serious about this. They both want to do it. There's no limit on what this thing can make. It will be the biggest fight in the history of the world. He's actually seriously, legitimately trying to promote this fight. Apparently, Zuckerberg replied, "Send me a location," after Elon Musk tweeted that he was up for a cage match. And now they're literally trying to make this happen. I shit you not. I thought, like, surely.
I mean, this has to be a joke. There's no way they're really doing this. I know how Dana White is about the promotion. He does not let any foolishness or bullshit slide in any fights. He's so serious about this whole sport and his promotion, as he should be. There's no way.
Dude.
But what about CM Punk?
That's what I was thinking too, honestly. But
with that, he was serious about it. I mean, look at how he ripped that one guy to shreds for like dancing with Punk in there, basically, because he was just toying with him and he didn't just end the fight. I remember he said like that guy would never fight in the promotion again. I can't remember the second fighter. Somebody in the chat may know. The first guy I think was Mickey Gall. I can't remember. The
second guy just absolutely killed him. Like,
he was just playing around, and Dana was pissed in like the press conference after. So yeah, I can't see this happening. This is totally more of a WWE type thing.
Here's the thing, like I can totally see this happening just from the standpoint of, honest to God, like that would make $1 billion fucking dollars. Like if that legitimately happened, like if those two, everybody,
I see the value in it, monetarily, like, but I don't know.
Sounds like celebrity boxing, like when Emmanuel Lewis fought Screech or whatever the hell it was back in the day, or it sounds like celebrity death match as well. It does.
I mean,
he should just create a separate promotion for celebrity boxing or celebrity fighting. I mean,
Well,
he
didn't
had the whole.
WWE meld with them?
They did.
So I wonder.
Yeah.
They're both under Endeavor. Yeah,
Funny,
But-
they melded, and now this comes to play.
But he
my
has
God.
like
That's
the
probably
whole.
no coincidence.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like the slap thing. If you guys seen that?
The slap, that shit is even more dangerous than going down that fucking sub, man. Like, there's going to be people that come out with
Saw that.
concussions and brain injuries and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
That's
But-
idiotic.
I mean, just make a whole celebrity fighting promotion. If you're going to do the whole slap thing, you might as well do that. Don't put them in the UFC and make a joke of the promotion.
All right, but the more important thing to this, Marcus, who you got? Gun to your head, you've got to pick. You taking Zuckerberg or you taking Elon Musk?
I need the tail of the tape first. Like I need.
Here's
to...
the. I swear to God, I read this earlier too. They said that the only thing that's keeping this from happening is the weight difference. So I'm thinking that Musk would have to drop like quite a bit of weight to get, or Zuckerberg would have to come up a lot in weight to get in some sort of brackets with between the two of them. So it probably will never happen just based on that. But as it stands right now, like I can't imagine Elon Musk in a fight. Like that guy just doesn't. He was the oddest built person I have ever seen, man.
Yeah.
And look, his head is not on the right body or something. Like it's on like some robot body. I can't even explain like what that guy looks like. Zuckerberg is like an android, but at least he's proportional. He's like a proportional android.
I'll probably go with him, Zuckerberg.
Yeah. I'm taking Zuckerberg 8-1.
And he's younger too.
Yeah. Because Musk will gas out quicker than a Tesla.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's see some people commenting on this. This is hilarious.
I go with Elon Musk. He seems like a guy that does cocaine, so maybe he'll have that cocaine strength to get into the fight. Or
That's true.
Overtake.
He'll create some new tech to help.
Jack Frost says he heard about the fight happening too. Goblin says I can see Zuckerberg spending millions to train. Al Gore's in here, so that's nice. Crater wants a Lions Den match with Steve Blackman, which that would be awesome as the ref. Carter Dench said, "What's the worst way to go? Sub implosion to the dude that jumped off the cruise ship and immediately got eaten by a shark." God damn, I forgot about that story too.
Damn.
That was pretty rough. Did you see that, Rambo?
No, was it Sam Jackson?
No.
I never heard that. So he jumped off a cruise ship and immediately ate by a shark?
Okay, so there's a video of it going around on YouTube. And it's this guy that's on this cruise ship, and his friends are trying to get him I don't know fucking why. If I had friends like that, I'd try to like throw as many of them off as I possibly could. But like they're trying to get him to jump off the cruise ship. It's like a big carnival fucking cruise ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he does. It's dark, by the way. Can I just add that? It's the night. He jumps off the cruise ship. And here's a couple things about cruise ships, by the way. If you jump off a cruise ship at any point or fall off one, you're screwed for a couple reasons. Because number one, its wake pulls you under like immediately. But number two, sharks follow cruise ships because of the scraps of food and things like that they dump into the ocean. So this dude jumps off, and you see it in the video. Like he starts to go. Somebody throws like a life preserver or whatever those things are called at him, and he starts to go towards it. But there's like a black object that's like comes up in between that, which looks like a shark. Nobody knows. And then the dude just starts swimming away from it, and then you don't see him anymore. It's like, I don't know which one is more terrifying, to be honest. I think I would probably prefer the implosion because they didn't even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like to see a shark.
It takes seconds. This would be a lot longer of a death.
But anyway, that's
why
sidetrack.
Goddamn stupid. Why is it? Is this something in the food? Just Darwinism? They just. I haven't been to school in a while. Just teach people to be brain dead. Is that what it is?
No, man,
Like
he
he
was.
dropped sharply when we were away.
I know what it was. He was testing the waters.
Oh God!
I had to. Come on, that was a
the
good joke.
worst fucking pun ever. I appreciate a good pun though. That was good. All right. Back to this though. Scratch Bruno says that I didn't know this. Zuckerberg actually did win gold and silver at a jiu-jitsu match not long ago.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Jack Frost says there are creatures at that depth that live without bones in their bodies, and that should be reason enough not to take that ticket. I agree. Also, Bog Zombie says Zuckerberg has actually won some legitimate BJJ tournaments. Sorry. It just said BJJ. Eddie says to you, I think, Mark, that it's good to see someone else that agrees that the fight would be bad for the brand. So this is a legitimate thing, man. Like, I mean, the idea of it is a legitimate thing. Matt says boxing and MMA is turning into jokes for profit now. We got legends fighting YouTubers and UFC fighters for boxers. UFC merged with WWE. So we'll start seeing Hogan versus McGregor. I'd say that will probably actually happen. Stuff like that. Because McGregor's probably not going to fight again, or he's going to fight somebody like awful, or like that's just a.
I don't know about Hogan though. He's fighting with to get in his wheelchair. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see him in the ring ever again.
I think Hogan's got one more in him. I think.
Yeah, one more painkiller.
You'd be in Ric Flair's 80th last match.
Briminator, this show covers all the news that is awful and stupid.
The next retirement Ric Flair match will be Hulk Hogan. That'll be the next one. He's got a retirement match every 5 years. Fucking Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, yeah, I can't even look at Ric Flair anymore. He's like starting to melt or something.
Yeah.
So most people are saying that the shark thing would probably be worse. What's up, Wild Wrangler? Oh,
what's up?
Yeah.
All right. So now that I got through my couple of things. What do you got, Mark?
So kicking off with some movie news. Are you guys excited and ready? I know Rambo. You're never going to believe this one. Get excited.
Okay.
Lionsgate is bringing back one of your favorite franchises of all time.
Oh,
Leprechaun.
Barbie.
No.
Leprechaun is coming back once again for another reboot. No Warwick Davis, but we're getting more Leprechaun. We've got a director picked out, a script picked out. We just need a cast.
Isn't the director like well known somehow too?
I know he's like popular for like a short film or two. I didn't go into. I had never heard of him. I mean, so but beyond like the praise for like one of his short movies recently. Either way, does it matter who you get? I mean,
let me explain something to you. There's never been a good movie involving a leprechaun in the history of movies. Comedy, action. There's never been a good movie involving leprechauns ever.
What about
Fat Jack?
What about Luck of the Irish?
What the hell is that?
It's Mark knows what it is. I can tell.
Look, in all seriousness, I have to agree with Matt. Like, come on.
Wait. What's Luck of the Irish? What is that?
You tell them,
Mark.
So Luck of the Irish is like a 90s Disney movie about this kid who he finds out. And this is hilarious the way that he finds out too. He finds out that his family, who he doesn't really know anything about, like their background or anything like that. So he's doing a school project and everybody's like talking about their family's background. And he gets butthurt because he doesn't know like what his family's background is. So he goes and asks his mom, and somehow or another, this triggers his whole family to turn into like leprechauns. So he finds out he's actually from Ireland and he's a fucking leprechaun. And he turns slowly into a leprechaun throughout the movie. It's like Teen Wolf but with leprechauns.
Leprechauns, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good though.
So there's that. Now, as far as the Leprechaun movies themselves,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed whichever one that he was at the casino in Vegas.
That's
I
3.
enjoyed that one. The rest of them are kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. They're not
Mhm.
great.
You don't like Leprechaun in the Hood with Ice-T?
No, I actually kind of do.
There you go.
In a weird way, because like Ice-T is just like so serious in it, and it
Mhm.
almost kind of works because like he's not like playing it really for laughs or anything. He's playing it dead serious.
Yeah.
But like there's so many great puns and one-liners in that I
Mhm.
kind of do like that movie. But I like Dr. Giggles and shit, so I kind of feel like that's the kind of movie that I can sit down and watch.
I did Dr. Giggles. I don't get Leprechaun in the fucking Hood, or Back to the Hood, or Straight from the Hood, or Leprechaun Straight out of Compton.
That would have been a great one right there.
That should have been the third one.
They should have done that. Oh God. Crater says if they ain't getting Warwick, F them. Goblin says big pass on Leprechaun. Jack Frost says Sean Connery and Lucky O'Gill and the Little People. I guess he's talking about like a decent Leprechaun movie. I don't think that's even one really though. Hornswoggle's brother is rumored to play the new Leprechaun. Please God, let's keep Hornswoggle away from anything. His whole family away from anything.
I didn't even hear that part of it, but I mean, I guess whatever.
Lep in the Hood was fun, says Movie Junkie. John Malbrainer says he likes Leprechaun 3.
Mm-hmm.
Menace to Ireland. That's great. The period of like, this is true too, I think. John says that the period of like 95 to 2005 was kind of amazing for direct to video stuff. Lots of really bad shit, but it was fun. I've been watching like some of Charlie Band stuff. I watched Demonic Toys, which kind of falls into that 95 to 2005. I think it falls in there somewhere. It's like maybe earlier than that a little bit, but yeah, I mean that stuff was awful, but simultaneously hilarious a lot of times too.
Fucking get white leprechauns can't jump or some shit.
That might be next.
Bring Aniston back for her Strode moment. That'd be so killer. That's how you remake that movie, Mark. You bring Jennifer Aniston back with like a shotgun shell belt, you know, and the fucking 245s and a shotgun on her back, and you have her, you know, do the monologue about how she's not going to live in fear anymore, and then just fucking have her like go at the leprechaun.
I mean,
So
that might.
Is it going to be in a sunflower field like it's a chainsaw?
Yes, except there'll be a pot of gold at the end of the sunflower field.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt, what have you got? I guess that's a hard transition out of Leprechaun, but we got to get out of it somehow or another.
Well, I've talked about this before, but not on this show. The trailer for Expendables 4 came out and has the best tagline: "They'll die when they're dead." It's like, no shit. But
yeah.
And the trailer is, you know, Megan Fox and 50 Cent, and those are the big boys now for Expendables. 50 Cent, I mean, we're 5 cents. And Megan Fox, who couldn't be a good movie, she paid everybody off. It's just a downhill spiral. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, did you notice, like, just in the clips of 50 Cent acting, like how bad that shit was? Just in the like brief clips, I can only imagine how bad that actual movie is with him in it. Like, that dude is awful.
I don't know why he ever started acting. I mean, maybe he thought like, hey, I'm a rapper. other rappers act, I'll try it too. But I've never seen one thing, and I've seen, unfortunately, quite a few movies with him in it. I've never seen anything that he did that was good. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how he keeps getting roles. I know he's doing the producer thing as well.
Yeah.
Stick to that.
Stick to that. Yeah, that's exactly.
Don't
right.
act like he's.
Let's go down the pantheon of rappers that turn to acting. Okay, so you got LL Cool J. He did some stuff, and he was kind of bad, but not like horrible, not awful.
He was solid in the. It's the one with Omar Epps. In Too Deep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He wasn't bad in that. But yeah, everything else, I don't know.
Busta Rhymes. I think we can hopefully all agree that every damn thing Busta Rhymes was ever in was awful. So you got, oh God,
Hell Resurrection.
Yeah, he's great,
motherfucker. I'll condone that any day. Karate chopping Michael Myers.
Fucking yeah.
Better anything I saw any of those 3 damn new Halloween films. Anthony Michael Hall being just a tool.
Yeah, he is awful in that.
I'll give you I'll go with the Busta on that.
Yeah, I want my NECA figure of Busta Rhymes from that one.
Oh, dude, if that ever happened, that would be amazing.
I'd get it.
I would too. I'd buy it in a minute. Ice Cube is probably the most notable, I would say, that actually like worked out. Yeah. Which is weird, but he actually turned out to be a pretty decent actor, like through a lot of different movies.
Ice-T.
Ice-T, yeah, who was on Law and Order, but like I never thought Ice-T was that great of an actor. But I mean, he did get in a lot of stuff, but he's just, I don't know. And then little known guys like wasn't Redman and Method Man like in a couple of films, like man, one of them was in one of those.
One of them was in Cedar Chucky.
Yeah,
I think Redman.
Yeah.
And he's pretty.
And then they both starred in How High, the stoner comedy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Tupac, of course. Yeah, before he passed away, like he was actually like in a couple of movies too.
Decent. I didn't mind his roles. I mean, one of the better ones for sure. Oh wait, we forgot about the best.
Don't fucking say it.
Who do you think I'm going to say? I'm just curious.
Jada Pinkett Smith's wife.
That's great. No.
Oh, okay. That's right.
But I actually kind of overlooked him. I mean, who doesn't nowadays? But Sticky Fingers, man. Come on.
Oh, fuck. Tourniquets. We got to get everybody a tourniquet. Yeah, that might be one of the worst performances ever captured on film from anybody.
Oh, the Blade TV series was so rough.
Yes, it was fucking horrible. We got that, man, to review back in the day. I remember like watching it.
Did you guys review it? I don't even remember that.
I don't think we did.
I don't think you did. I would have remembered that.
There was a lot of times there towards the end, especially where we were just like, we're not doing it. We just fucking like keep it and then just, never review it. But like,
somebody's going to request it now.
Yeah, that's, let's see here. I forgot Usher. Usher was in The Faculty, and he wasn't awful in it. He was also in like a couple other movies too. He wasn't horrible like as an actor. So Ryan Hop says Eminem's a good actor. I never even saw 8 Mile. I have no idea. I never had any interest in watching that fucking
I didn't mind him. I mean, I think a lot of that was Curtis Hanson, director. Solid filmmaker, and I think he knew exactly what he wanted him to do, and he got him there. Anything else, I don't know, because I haven't seen Eminem in anything else as an actor. So
yeah, I was trying to think, has he ever really been in anything else?
I can't. I'm sure there's something, but I mean, it's not like I follow his acting career anyway. So I don't know.
You don't, Mark? I thought you would. Ice Cube is the best of the bunch, says Business of Fear. I agree.
Yeah.
Sam Crow says, after Halloween ends, give me Busta all day. I kind of think that
Hmm.
that's true. Yeah. And then, of course, Will Smith went the furthest. You know, sadly, that's probably fucking true. I don't even consider Will Smith to be a rapper, but I mean, he was at
That's
one
right, yeah.
time. Like that's
He
disturbing.
got
to-
what was it, 50 million for Men in Black 3? That was his paycheck for that one movie.
yeah.
So I mean, that's quite a leap from just doing rap music. I mean, I'm sure it's not paying that well for one gig.
$50 million at one time. That's insanity.
Yeah, IMDb, for anybody that might be interested or to just make yourself upset, you go on IMDb, you look up pretty much any actor. You can find at the very bottom their salaries for like what they got paid for any given movie.
I didn't know that.
It's something they've added recently, I think,
Oh,
in like the last few years.
So we can make everybody feel awful about themselves. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I look at it for.
Just cry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How did I forget this, dude? The best of the best.
Oh,
The man himself.
yes.
Cool as ice. Matt, that's one of your favorite movies, I know. Talk about that one.
I'm gonna watch that this weekend. I gotta pull that out.
Ice. These are the ice pick up his ass. Ice. Vanilla ice. I hate him. And then my childhood favorite is Ninja Turtles 2 Secret. His sorry ass has to be in there with the worst song ever. And I love that film to death, but I hate Ninja Rap. I fast forward. I cringe.
No,
I just, my
as a kid,
soul died.
you rapped along with that. Come on.
No, as a kid, I gave it the finger.
Listen, what year did that movie come out?
91.
All right, I was 11.
okay.
I was 11 then. Okay, that dates me, but I was 11 when that movie came out. I went and saw it at the theater. I went with a buddy of mine, John Cole. We were 11 years old, and we knew that sucked. Like we honestly knew that rap and everything was bad. I'm not saying the movie it sucked. Like actually, I really like TMT too, but like that part is just very cringy, even as a kid.
Yeah. He can't sing for crap anyway. He just ripped off. He just ripped it off. It just...
No, he didn't. His was da 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 da, and then theirs was da 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 da. I love that explanation he gave for that. Patrick says there was also T.I., an American Gangster with Denzel. I forgot about that in the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Ludacris also, yeah, he made like a damn fortune on those Fast and Furious movies. Jesus.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
They need to stop making those fucking movies too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, web movie. The whole, what was it? Get rid of the zero and deal with the hero, whatever the hell his line was. Cool as ice. More like melted duds. Fucking guy, man. Keep him the cooler, please. I think when he tried to be tough, was like try to have the tough ninja rap. You ain't tough. You're Wonder Bread, man.
All I remember about that song was just him going, "Go ninja, go ninja, go." You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go off up here. Go into the stratosphere with Elon Musk, please.
Yes. Old Curly Jaws. I just saw what his actual name is on it. Anyway, we'll just hide this super chat real quick, Curly Jaws. I didn't catch that at first. No chance of this getting monetized. What's the best WWE champion of all time? To me, it's Jinder Mahal or JBL. And he goes on to say Bret Hart sucks.
You're gonna piss Crater off. He was in here.
Yep.
I know he's gonna be mad.
I think it's definitely got to be Jinder Mahal. 100%. What do y'all think? Or the time Vince won it. It probably was Vince. He's probably the best.
Curly disappoints me. I thought I was going to see the Great Khali.
I don't think he was.
I thought he was. Maybe not. I thought they gave him
he
like
was,
one night.
He was world heavyweight champion, I think,
Yeah.
not WWE
Oh, okay.
champion.
Yeah, but I get those confused. They seem
Yeah, I
like the
do
same
too a
damn.
lot.
It's so stupid. Have two belts like that. Just have one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So, best country singer turned actor. It says Dwight Yoakam by far. I can't even think of any other like country singers that made like decent actors. There was George Strait did that movie that was awful. Pure Country, I
Pure
think was the name
Country.
of it. Yeah. And then
Randy Travis was in a Steven Seagal film, Fire Down
he
Below.
was. He was. You're
Oh
right.
yeah.
And then Black Dog, the Patrick Swayze film. He was in that. Same with Meatloaf. Meatloaf for Randy Travis.
And then
Black
Chris Gaines was awesome.
Hmm.
Remember that? Garth
No.
Brooks, Chris Gaines. All right, we'll just
I
go
forgot, yeah.
Wes with this one.
He like your weird haircut.
The Fat Boys and Disorderlies. That was a great movie.
I forgot about those guys.
Yeah. I wish I could do that now, but I used to be able to do this little thing he did, the beatbox thing.
Mm-hmm. You should try it. Go ahead.
No, I'm afraid I'll blow my voice out. Okay, let's see. Ninja rap. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Oh my God. I also loved Disorderlies when I was a kid. I have no idea why. Have we seen... Oh, hey, Uncle Bill, Mark, what's your favorite Godzilla movie?
Don't really have a favorite. None of them really. I don't really have a favorite, honestly. I'm just being honest.
I hated a lot of them. I didn't mind the one with Bryan Cranston in it, whichever one that one was. Like, I didn't think it was that bad, but I pretty much, hated most of them. Manny brings up a good point too, though. Dolly Parton was actually a pretty good actress back in the day. She was in like a bunch of films.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about country singers that went on for that. Tim McGraw did a couple things. I can't remember what he did though. Chris Christopherson. He was in the. I think he was in the original Star Is Born, wasn't he? Chris Christopherson.
Yeah. I think Barbara Streisand, I think, as well. Like, yeah.
Boy, it's Pure Country. It was a solid movie. Okay. You say so. So yeah, we got deep into rappers and country stars there for a second. Let's see. I'm going to attempt to get us out of here by another story that I thought was hilarious because I can just see it in my head when I heard this story. John Carpenter's Suburban Screams. If you guys don't know what this is, it's John Carpenter's latest directorial effort in
You
which
worked hard. You
yeah,
worked so hard on this.
you can just imagine this in your mind when you hear this story, by the way. John Carpenter directed a film. It was filmed in Prague, but Prague, is it Prague or Prague?
Prague.
I have Prague. Okay, fuck it. From Eastern Kentucky. It was filmed in Prague, but he directed it from his house in California remotely.
On his couch.
He remotely Zoom directed this fucking movie. So there's not a lot of info available on like exactly what it is. They think it could be like an anthology and maybe he only directed like a part of it, not the entire thing, or it could be an entire film. Like nobody's really sure yet. But they think it's an anthology series set in suburbia. And he like gave an interview about it where he basically said, "Oh yeah, it was like the greatest thing ever because like I got to sit at the house." It's exactly what I would imagine John Carpenter would do, and exactly what I imagine he would say about doing it. Because that dude is not leaving that house or that Xbox and that bag of weed for anything anymore. So if he can you direct a movie through Zoom? That seems like that would be the most ridiculous shit ever.
How would you call shots on the set? Like, how would you make sure everything's correct? I mean, you're going to be looking through a little screen 100% of the time. I guess it's possible. I mean, he did it, but like, what happened to the old fashioned like way of filmmaking? I would think like him of all people would want to actually be there.
I think Matt's excited to see it. He looks like he is.
It's gonna suck ass.
I got a lot of hope for it.
I get that the guy's old, but come on, if you're that damn lazy, just don't do it in the first place. Just say no and just play your music, smoke your weed, play your PlayStation, or whatever the hell, and just do that. Just don't make a damn movie then. Don't be that damn lazy. Oh wow.
He's just
yeah, he used this. That's the control.
Probably used a Logitech remote to direct it. Yeah. I could just see him like smoking weed on the couch, pair of like, basketball shorts, fucking video game in the background. He's got a new video game coming out too, by the way. This
I
dude
saw that.
is seriously like into video games. Like for
it looks like a lot of fun though.
Some-year-old man, like yeah.
I'll say.
But man, that's kind of depressing in a way to think about, like John Carpenter, who was like once like this great director that directed so many films that we all talked about and loved and stuff. Now he's directing shit from his like couch, just I'm sure passionless with his low pan hairdo, like just chilling out.
If it's actually good and it's a success, could this be the new way?
I will bet you money it will suck. I will bet you money, Mark, on camera, that it's going to suck ass. I got money in my wallet. We will make a bet now.
I'm sure it will. But if it didn't, could you see this becoming a new thing? More directors doing
I hope not. They're lazy enough as is. They don't need to be lazier.
I honestly can't believe that nobody's done this yet. Maybe somebody has and I didn't know about it, but like I've never heard of it before. Like considering everything, I can't believe this wasn't a thing. I guess there's probably a really good reason it wasn't a thing though too. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around how you would even do that.
And it's is it a series or is it like it's a movie?
I guess nobody really knows yet.
Okay.
The only thing I got here is that it seems to be like a just horror anthology series.
Okay.
Or movie. Sorry, not series. So like a creep show kind of thing.
Okay.
But
yeah, no
I'm
faith.
sure they'll find out more. It's good. Video my ass and you can approve it and call yourself a director. Matt says he was probably just agreeing, saying yeah for everything while focusing on Call of Duty and waiting for the check. He's got to be my favorite director, so I'm feeling the pain. Yeah, I just feel really bad, like that this is even a thing right now. Briminator asked a good question. I don't know. Like he was at a convention. I think he was at a convention. He was talking about it where he was like, I just directed this movie from my house or whatever. Like it was great. I just sat there and directed it and yada, yada, yada. So he didn't really say if it was his idea. Like he probably wasn't. I'm sure somebody probably approached him. What probably happened is they probably asked him if he wanted to direct the movie and he was like, no. And then they were like, well, what if you can just direct it from your house? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, seems easy enough. Yeah.
Well, honestly, if people are getting that lazy, then it'll just lead to an AI directed movie. So there's all this talk of all the other AI scripts and stuff.
That is definitely on the way if it hasn't already like happened somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. We were talking about AI screenplays a while back, so that's probably the next thing in line.
Yeah.
Great. Directed by Hell 9000.
Yeah. So, what do you guys got? Mark, you would be next.
Another reboot on the horizon.
Oh, goody good.
It's the reboot, remake, reimagining, whatever you want to call it, of Anaconda, starring Ant-Man himself. Paul Rudd is in talks.
No.
That's right. Ant-Man versus a giant snake. Who's excited?
He
Come
got it against. He beat Michael Myers, so maybe he'll be Anaconda
That's
as well.
right.
I'm trying to wrap my head around like everything you just said. Number one, that there's a reboot to Anaconda, but number two, that it's got fucking Paul Rudd in it. Like,
Mhm. I could see him taking it. I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure they're going to
You
pay
know
him
why
a
he
lot.
wouldn't?
Why wouldn't he?
it's got career suicide in it. I mean, it's fucking Anaconda.
Well, I mean, so does Ant-Man 3, but you know,
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's more subjective.
I wish I could read that. Jackson Jack just said. Uh,
Oh. There's been 4 Anaconda films already. You think that's not enough? You
There's
need a
more-
reboot.
There's more adventure to be had with those snakes, man. Come on.
Anaconda in the Hood.
Just put
I'm
everything in the hood.
in the hood. Put it. That would be. I would watch that movie, Rambo. If there was a fucking like Anaconda movie that took place in the hood, that would be outstanding.
Busta Rhymes, get him starring
Get his
it.
ass
I'm
out of
down.
retirement. Yep.
Kung Fu ass the Anaconda.
He karate chops the Anaconda. Yep. Right in the fucking fangs. Can we take a second just to admire like how awful the practical effects in Anaconda were? That fucking snake looked ridiculous. Like, just, I'm not sure which was worse, the practical effects or the visual effects. Like when you actually saw it, like, remember the scene where it goes after the guy and it like climbs, I think it's John Voight, it like shoots up out of the water and then like
Mhm.
wraps itself around. Wow, that's some really
I saw that one
horrible-
in the theater, and
I did too.
I loved every second of it.
I hate that movie. I hate it. Like, by the way, it's got Ice Cube in it, so I
It
mean,
does.
that just, you know,
You know,
it also got Jennifer Lopez. So,
Yeah. Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. I
Yep.
forgot his ass was even in that. He was. So yeah, who you gonna cast in this one besides Paul Rudd then? Like, because that's the one of the most miscast movies of all time. John Voight, Jennifer Lopez,
Mhm.
fucking Ice Cube, and Owen Wilson. So who will be in this one? You'll have fucking like Olivia Rodrigo, fucking what's her name? Is it Olivia Rodrigo? I think it is. And then let's see. So you got Paul Rudd. You'll have Olivia Rodrigo, Olivia Rodriguez,
Ice-T and Seth Rogen.
Ice-T.
Seth
Yeah,
Rogen.
Seth Rogen will be great. Seth Rogen will be the Owen Wilson part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jackson's gonna buy 10 copies on 4K. Yeah, there were a bunch of sequels to that movie too, which is insane to think about.
I think I only saw the second one. I think. And yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, the effects were even worse the second time out.
Yeah,
Don't
he
forget
was.
Eric Stoltz was in Anaconda.
Mhm.
Yep.
I actually like that movie. I actually like that cast too. That's what I'm not saying.
Damn it.
Hey, I enjoyed it when I saw it in the theater. It's been like a million years since I seen it.
So Jackson Jack is on mushrooms right now. He wants me to say Rodriguez with like the dusty lips. So I feel like that I should do that for him. How would you say that? Like Olivia Rodriguez, baby.
There you go.
Yeah. Rocky Dennis. Rocky
Oh.
Dennis in the
In
hood.
the hood.
Anything in the hood actually does make it like somehow better.
Yeah.
Oh. If you're watching a movie with practical effects and CGI, how can you tell which one's which? Basically, is what Bobby's asking. Well, the practical effects, like you can clearly tell, are some sort of animatronics. Like, so the
Mhm.
snake is like a real, it's in front of you and it's real and it's like mechanical.
All the close-ups are
Yeah.
practical, basically.
But when it jumps up out of the water 50 feet, like it has to be visual effects, CGI. So
Mhm.
that way it can actually like move and do different things that it wouldn't be able to do as just a standalone piece. I can't believe this movie exists. We are at 100 people in here watching this. I appreciate like everybody that's actually watching us talk about Anaconda with Paul Rudd. I don't know why 100 of you are watching us do that, but I'm greatly appreciative to all of you.
Speaking
Well,
Anacondanese.
Somebody put, I think the mayor put this. Man, I kind of don't want none unless you got buns.
They would probably play that song in the movie.
They
more
would.
than
That will
likely.
be in the movie. Yeah. Oh God. The hood and in space will be the setting of all future movies. Matt says yes.
Let's hope so.
So Matt, you got another one? I don't know if I can top
Sure,
Anaconda.
I mean, no fucking Anaconda. Yeah, I guess technically is good news, but I mean the fact this movie exists is bad news. That big movie of now is The Flash, and it's bombing, thankfully, because it got a whopping 55 million opening weekend, which is usually a death knell for movies that cost like almost 300 million made.
Jesus Christ.
And it so kills me that Ezra Miller guy is like getting all his free pass. And I looked up all the stuff this guy's done, from bar brawls to
Mhm.
pushing fans down and grabbing by the scruff of their neck to there's a bit where he attempted to protect the mother of two children, but then surrounded her and her kids with weed and guns.
Mhm.
I'm like, this guy's the fucking
What?
star of your $300. Well, okay, I'll read the whole thing so people know. He was involved with a relationship with a young woman named Dakota. That has to be a made-up name. A woman they met when she was 12. When she was 18, her parents also sought protection from Ezra Miller, who allegedly, YouTube don't let me say this word, did stuff when she was younger and then berated her during the relationship, as well as manipulating her with drugs. This was followed by a bizarre incident where Ezra attempted to protect a mother of two young children on their ranch in Vermont, while to surround her and her kids with weed and guns. Even, and the list goes on.
And he was
This
on the
guy's
run for a
fucked up.
while as well.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have no idea who the hell Ezra Miller is. Like, is Ezra
He's
Miller
the star
the
of The
Flash? He's
Yes.
actually the Flash.
He's the
Okay,
star of the
Mhm.
Flash.
I've
He's
never
been in
seen
the
the
other
Flash.
movies. Well, neither did I. He's been in the other superhero films. It's just the fact
Yeah.
that this was still happening, and you still went ahead to have him be the star of this like $300 million movie.
Mhm.
And you don't think maybe some people go, I'm not seeing this guy. This guy's a psycho idiot. I'm not watching this crap. It's just more of the stupidity.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood stupidity.
they kept pushing it back, like the release date for The Flash. And my thoughts on that were they were trying to distance all the bad press that he had between the movie coming out and when all his court stuff was over with. But people don't forget, all that stuff's going to be on the internet. Matt, you even said it, like if you didn't know who the guy was and you saw the trailer, you'd Google him, and what's going to come up besides the movie? It's going to be
People
all
are
this stuff.
interested. They look with the world today. They looked it up and they find like the 85 news articles about what Ezra Miller, how much of a freak on a leash he is, and you go, why am I going to pay $20 to see this jag off in a theater? Screw this. It just, number one, why see a Flash movie in the first place? Number two, I'm tired of superhero movies, so I'm not seeing them in the first place. And then third off, I'm not seeing this jerk off in the first place. So I'll have first place middle fingers all around to everybody who thought this movie was a good idea. I hope it bombs. Hope it loses money. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I hope any superhero movie loses money at this point because I'm fucking sick to death of them. That's the only way they'll ever stop making them. So, like,
They're all on the decline for box office performance, except Spider-Man. That's the only one.
yeah. So I'll have to look up Ezra Miller because I wasn't familiar with him and his insanity, but he sounds like the new like R. Kelly of
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the
Like-
head pretty much.
actors. I don't know. Isn't there a Flash series or something too?
Yeah. Different
Is
people
it different
involved,
people? Okay.
different actors, different people.
Yeah, I don't keep up with DC or Marvel that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because I hate them. I hate both of them. I wish they didn't exist. But anyway, so let's see.
It'll be all new. Yeah, Indiana Jones 5. That's around the corner.
Fuck, no. So I had heard that it had like a really horrible rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but it got like over into like the fresh now, like from rotten to fresh. Like, I don't know exactly how that happens, but like, I don't know if that's some sort of campaign that maybe the studio did or something. Who the hell knows? But like, it's actually certified fresh now. Let's be honest though, that movie's gonna suck. Like, there's no way that movie can't suck. Like, it just has all the hallmarks of one of those movies that it's gonna suck. It's got Harrison Ford that can't do anything in it, de-aging process in it, CGI out the ass. Like, if you're into that kind of thing, then God bless you, but there's just no way.
It is fresh, but it's like at 61%, so like barely.
Yeah.
It's like a toe over the finish line of that.
Wow.
Yeah. You can always count on the mayor for something like this.
Nursing.
He's like 80. What did I say? 80 or 81 years old.
81.
Yeah.
81. And without giving it away, because I did hear spoilers, so I won't give it away. It's just the deadbeat dad, you know, because every guy gotta be the deadbeat dad, sad sack of shit, you know, character. Just, I love watching people, characters I like just become absolute losers. I love that, this constant story point. Just, they're all losers. They're all sad sack, waste of space losers. Due in Stream 5, Luke and Han Solo. Captain Kirk died on a damn bridge on whatever Star Trek movie that was. I just don't even start Alien 3. I'm just tired of sad sack.
Bunch of fucking trash.
I don't know why that's like such a common trope of movies today and characters. I don't get it. Apparently they have no other ideas. So go back to the well of sad sack of shit.
I do think it has a lot to do with the culture that we live in now and just the idea of like there's this backlash against what people perceive to be like even amongst like male actors in Hollywood, they go along with like this backlash against the perceived patriarchy and all this stuff. And now you're seeing a lot of movies like exactly what you said, where it's like they're really listen, like I'm all for whatever the fuck you want to do, like try to be progressive, do whatever, but at some point it starts to get a little fucking silly, doesn't it? To where like it becomes like a parody of what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at right now.
You're overcompensating and trying to throw the pendulum back so far the other way that it becomes a total cultural whiplash.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah.
Who is this? And that's the thing I keep thinking about is like, nobody wants this shit either. Like, it's not really for anybody. It's not for like the progressive people because they could really care less, and it's definitely not for just like regular moviegoer people that like, because you can see through this kind of shit like a mile away when they do that, the kind of stuff that they do. So I don't know who they're making these movies for. I don't know how like it's being progressive like in the way that they're thinking it is. What it just looks like now is just like it's become that whole movement in entertainment anyway to me has become just like a farce. Just people make fun of it now more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see who this movie's for. Like the fans that grew up with it can see through how bad it is. They don't want another one. I think everybody was either content with Last Crusade, or if you like Crystal Skull, you're fine with that. You don't need any more. It's very, very obvious it's a cash grab. Let's try to squeeze the last little bit of juice out of this.
Yeah.
The whole passing of the torch thing, people don't really like that. I mean,
No.
it never works. I can't think of any time where it has actually worked in anything done now or in the past. So, and then newer moviegoers are like, well, what's Indiana Jones? What's this? Nah, I'll go see something else. I don't get it. Like, it's a very big gamble for them on their part to actually think that anyone is going to go see this. But if I'm proven wrong and it opens to like 300 million,
I don't think
then
so. I just can't.
I don't see it either. But I mean,
Yeah.
stranger
Last
things
time
have
I
happened.
heard, the last time I heard is tracking badly. So people be like, Fast X, thankfully, isn't doing well in the U.S. Neither is The Flash. Neither
Maybe
did Ant-Man
overseas,
3.
it might pull in a little bit more.
My hope,
Maybe,
man, is that people genuinely get tired of these big ass budgeted, like bloated, ridiculous, hokey fucking movies.
I think they have.
And at some point, like I didn't like this movie. I'm just gonna tell you I didn't like it, but Everything Everywhere All at Once, like at least they like try to do something completely different. And that's what you need to get back to. You got to do something that's just off, like against the grain. Try something else at this point, or like this is not going to move us forward by making these same fucking movies like this. Like it's not going to move cinema forward. It's not going to move anything.
No.
Like it's just going to stay the same. Like, and even though I hated that movie, and hate is a pretty strong word, but I kind of did. Like I still like saw the value in it, like because it was doing so many like outlandish things at one time, and the way that it was being filmed and the story was being told was so completely different than anything else going on that I could appreciate that. I can't appreciate anything from like Indiana Jones 5 and fucking, The Flash and Marvel movies and Avengers. They just beat the same formula to death. And anybody that really likes films, in my opinion, does not like go along with those movies. They just don't. And it also doesn't help that Kevin Smith cries in every goddamn one of them. That's also depressing. I'm sure he cried at The Flash. He probably
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I'm sure
he kind of did, because there's a scene in there that's a reference to the film he wrote but wasn't made, and he talked about that. Just there's like a Nick Cage cameo of the I probably cried about that too. I think he did. I think
I'm sure he did.
Kevin Smith can't catch a break in the show. I love that guy. Just anyway.
Gotta love him. I wanted to bring this up though because I thought it was funny. But real quick, I just checked the chat. The Cool Hand Luke says the rundown torch pass. The mayor says there's a conspiracy. Oh, we're really into conspiracies here. For those that don't know,
Oh,
Bog Zombie says heroism is dead in film. Yeah, that's kind of true.
Well, if
That
you're male
idea,
and white,
yeah.
if you're male and
Well,
white,
and basically, if
then
you're
it's
just fucking male or like in an action as an action star, like that shit just don't go anymore. Like, doesn't work out. LA Joel makes a good point. Halloween Ends was against the grain, and that's why it's peak cinema.
it was. That's a great point.
Yeah, it was against the grain, but it definitely wasn't taking any fucking chances. It was just rehashing like an old fucking storyline.
Mhm.
That's been done many, many times before. What the fuck? Just
I don't know what
I kind of want to post that just because it's
I
so,
see the same comment. I'm
yeah.
oh, okay.
I guess it did work.
You don't want to go down that road.
No.
The ground is sour. So we'll just skip that comment entirely. I wanted to bring this up though from Severin Films because I feel like for those people that don't follow Severin Films, like I don't blame you. They're kind of douchey, but and they've kind of been out of the boutique label game for a while now because Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, and a bunch of other labels have kind of taken over like the big players in that game now. But it seems like that David Gregory's French, British, whatever asses decided to get back into it because Severin has got this big sale coming up and they've like released all these new titles that they're getting ready to put up on their site. And some of them are just ridiculous and stupid and hilarious. And then some of them are actually kind of decent. I wanted to bring up a couple of them. So Severin's getting ready to release a 4K of Bad Biology, which was Frank Henenlotter's last film. It's an awful film, y'all. Like, take it from me. I love Frank Henenlotter. I love Basket Case.
So
I love Basket Case. I love Frankenhooker. I love Brain Damage. I love Basket Case 2 and 3 even. Bad Biology. I watched that maybe like a month ago. That is not a good film. Like
is that the one with the guy's dick? Like, okay.
Yeah. That's really
I
all.
remember. I thought I knew that's okay. I'm good.
It's an awful movie, man. It's just not there. And to have it in 4K is fucking hilarious because it's shot like shit. Like it almost looks like it's made on like, digital or something like that. But it may be. I'm not sure. But if anybody thinks that's going to benefit from 4K, you're insane. I'll just say that.
I haven't seen it, so all I know is about a dick from Mark. That's all I know.
The dick boxing scene is probably on YouTube. I suggest you go check it out.
Boxing.
So it's basically it's about like a woman that has like a special shit going on down there and a dude that has special shit going on down there, and they meet up and combine their specialties, kind of like the Legion of Doom, except not, but with genitals. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a horrible movie. Don't watch it. Then they're releasing the last horror film, which this is the funniest one to me because this was one of the films that Joe Spinell made after Maniac that was supposed to be kind of like a unofficial sequel to Maniac in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is they've got a slipcover for this movie that they're probably going to get sued for because it is a direct ripoff of the Maniac poster, which had nothing to do with this movie. It's something that Severin just did, and they've got Maniac 2 on it. So this is the kind of crap that happened.
Wait till Bill Lustig sees that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pissed.
Maniac 2.
When they did like Jaws 5 and Terminator 2, this is the kind of crap that got them like in a lot of trouble before.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect it's probably going to get them in a lot of trouble again. So You probably
Matt,
Oh,
order your
no.
copy now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you
Before it's
probably
too
should
late.
get it, but it'll be out of print in like 2 days after the sale.
Oh yeah.
The mayor says Severin is trash. Goblin says it's terrible.
No, okay. That I did. That's why they're blocking it here with a star. Like they're
Yes.
blocked the title with a bitch.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
sue us, please.
that's kind of what they do. Yeah, I'm gonna highly
didn't-
doubt that they have William Lustig's blessing to do this. By the way,
But if they don't, do they just like punishment? Are they masochists of a Blu-ray company? Like,
I think that dude is kind of similar to I think David Gregory is kind of similar to that dude that was the CEO of that fucking Titan thing. Like they're just narcissistic, kind of. They think they can get away with anything, basically.
Yeah. He thinks he's above the law.
well,
Yep.
is he the one that the cardboard enthusiast? Was that him?
Yes, that was him. Yeah.
Mhm.
No wonder.
And then finally, which I was actually kind of happy about this, Severin is releasing the 4K of The Psychic, which is Lucio Fulci's film, The Psychic. And it's going to include the soundtrack and a bunch of other stuff in it too, which the soundtrack to that movie is actually amazing. So
Really good. Yeah.
yeah. I'll probably actually buy that.
That's the only one I'm interested in.
Yeah, the rest of these can just. Well, I might buy the last horror film to sell it when it goes out of print. It'll go for like
That's true. It
$150.
will.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because it will immediately because they're going to
Mhm.
get sued and they'll have to pull it down. So yeah, but that's all I know of right now in terms of like they've got other stuff planned apparently for that sale coming up. We'll be covering that sale live, by the way, if anybody wants to watch that on the 29th, I believe, at 11:30. I hope I'm right about that. I think I am. Yeah.
Well, I hope. The only thing I'm curious about is I heard the rumor that because I'm a sucker for these movies, the Bruce Ploitation box set,
Oh yeah.
because they have a documentary about the making of those films. But I don't know if it'd be too early. They might be near the end of the year that if they do announce that. So probably won't be here though.
Yeah, I would kind of like to see that too.
If they're in business, dude, soon.
This may shut them down again
Might
for
not be in
another couple
business.
months. Yeah. I really like that subgenre, the Bruce Ploitation. Like there was two that I really liked that came out in the 70s and 80s. There was that one, and then there was the They Call Me Trinity series, which was basically just a ripoff, like a comedic ripoff of Clint Eastwood and the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly movies.
Remember those?
So those I always liked too. I don't know why. Just kind of grew up watching those. But
Bud Spencer, Terrence Hill.
yeah. So if you guys got anything else, I am fresh out of stuff now. That was my contribution.
One last thing I'll mention is since I'm a fan of these cartoons, and a Blu-ray set recently released the Fleischer Superman cartoons, which were the cartoons in the 30s, very well done animation. Warner Brothers once again did a terrible release because, for those who don't know, these were cartoons, about 17 of them. That again was about the 1930s or 40s. When they became special features on the original Superman set of the movies, they already botched it where the audio was bad and certain pieces of dialogue was clipped or missing. So instead of fixing it, they did more DNR on a visual aspect. They kept those same audio mistakes and they made new ones. So they completely butchered it. So I showed the other night Mark sample of the audio. So for example, if the dialogue is the mad scientist, it would go, the mad is that's the line. It just completely screwed up.
Just cuts it
And
out.
it's just, yeah, it'd be like, like the middle of the audio just cuts, or the color timing's off. So a character is wearing brown, but then in one scene it just changes to red, just out of the blue. Like they added more errors. So yeah, if you like those cartoons, there's no reason to buy that Blu-ray set that at one point was selling for like $30. And it's just like 17 like 10-minute episodes. So it's like they put them all on one disc, so it's like very compressed. The visuals, like again, some color time they try to make it more red than it was supposed to. Again, the audio issues are still there. They made more errors. So, it's studios like Warner Brothers screwing up once again. So, like a lot of these companies do, they don't care about quality control.
What was it? I saw something about Warner Brothers today where they bought something. Oh, shit.
I didn't see that.
Oh, God. I'll figure it out. In the meantime, I forgot all about this, but Patrick posted this.
That was going to be my next story.
Yeah. Linda Hamilton will be in season 5 of Stranger Things. What are your...
Didn't hear anything about it.
So they were doing some sort of like a convention, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was on there, and he was like, I'd like to introduce a friend of mine. He's going to be in season 5. And he was like, Uzi 9mm, 45 long slide with the laser sighting. No, he didn't say all that, but he did say that, there was like a little video of her where she like introduced herself and said she was going to be in Stranger Things season 5, which is the final season, thank God, because it needed to probably be the final season.
But it's still not over.
Why is it not over, Mark?
Because they're doing a live action spinoff.
God damn it, I knew there was going to be something like that.
2 actually, 1 live action and 1 animated. So get ready for more Stranger Things. It's never over, guys. Come on.
It's like everything. They milk everything to death.
It's like that Walking Dead shit. It's like just started too. Where did you see
Fear
that?
the Walking Dead, and what was the other one? Was it Fear the Walking Dead and something else? Maybe.
Well, they got another one now. They got 2 new ones now. One of them with
Dead
like
City or something like that.
Yeah, like with Negan and Carol, I think, or Negan and Maggie. One of them, I don't know. And then one of them with what's his name? Old dude that made like $1 billion from that show. Norman Jeebus.
Oh, Reedus.
Norman
Reedus.
Yeah. He's gonna be back and like doing his own spin-off show or something. It's just like, goddamn, those just let it die, man.
No, they have to tell the story of like the world. Like you have to expand. There's always more story to tell.
Tell the story of the producer's paycheck is what they're telling. Stranger Things season 5, though, I am actually looking forward to that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a pretty big Stranger Things mark, and I actually thought the last season was really good, and I think that this season will probably be pretty good. Linda Hamilton, I don't know what the hell she'll be doing in it, but they always do that with some like 80s, celebrity. They put them in newer ones into this show.
Yeah, when I think it was last year when I talked to Robert Englund, he said that he wants to do season 5. Like he wants to come back. So potentially he could be returning. His character is not dead. And like, I think there's a lot more to do with his character, given how his character does play into everything that's going on, especially with the lead villain, I guess, if you want to call him that.
Vecna, as we call him down here.
Yeah. Matt is not excited.
Matt loves that show.
You got all the seasons.
I could deal with the first season and bits of the second, but my God, man, like, what was the season where half of it was them finding dress up in the mall, Madonna's girls want to have fun?
Oh, yeah.
Get this shit out of my face, man.
Second season? Third season?
And then the last
season 3.
Like every episode was like 3 hours long. I mean, episodes don't have to be an hour and a half long a piece, for Christ's sake. Like, there wasn't enough story there for this to be a 20-hour long miniseries.
Yeah,
have to
I'll
take a
agree with that.
vacation just to watch the damn show.
As much as I did like season 4, there was a lot of excessive and like padding. Like they were stretching that out. I mean, I could have done without a lot of that extra stuff.
More padding than Seagal's fat ass. It is.
God. Oh man. They should, I swear to God though, I would mark out. This is what they should do. They should have Schwarzenegger being strange at the end of Stranger Things season 5 is like the guy that battles Vecna.
That one guy thought he was Schwarzenegger in season 3 with the big Russian guy with the AK.
Oh yeah. That's true.
That's what he came off as anyway.
Hey Vecna, stick around. Son of a bitch. He was not killed, he was skinned alive.
You bullshit idiot.
They just keep doing
Gotta
Arnold
do the
impressions.
Billy one.
That's the whole rest of the show. Yeah. Now, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh god. Kindergarten Cop. I haven't seen that in so
It's a
long.
great movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I surprisingly like that movie. It's pretty fun.
So Matt asked, "Do I or we think that Severin will release Four Flies on 4K again?" Yes, I 100% think they'll do that.
Yeah,
they probably got 20,000 of fucking things laying around somewhere, just waiting to release them here shortly. When they drive the price up for a while. A lot of people are saying they tried to watch Stranger Things, but they didn't like it. Let's see. Wubba Wrestlers. It's a great name. Wubba Wrestlers, if you will. The thing about Stranger Things is a lot of kids act like they love the 80s aesthetic, but they won't actually watch real 80s movies. That's true. They want like retro, newer 80s stuff. They don't want.
But that's the thing. Like the
like,
show, it wants to say it takes place in the 80s, but the 80s was nothing like that. It's like I don't know what a 20-year-old thought the 80s were like. I'm like, they didn't have posters of the Thing and shit on the poster and in that time period. Like, that's not how it was in the 80s. Like, they didn't have to dress like that. No way in hell.
The 80s was amazing. For anybody that was there, God bless you. That was the best. It was the best overall decade by far. Shut up, Mark.
I like the 80s, but the 90s was awesome too.
I knew that was coming. I was like, what do you prefer, Mark? The early 2000s? Like, he's a big Blink 182 fan. Don't let him fool you. Jackson Jack out of nowhere says the beginning of Kindergarten Cop is killer because it's so out of place because he's like shooting up a trap house or something. Yeah, that's true. Briminator says the Arnold doc was okay, but he didn't like it as much as me, I guess. He says that he thought that could have been much better told and directed about his movies. I think that Arnold probably had ultimate control over that, like that doc, and I don't think he wanted it to be necessarily like just focusing on the movies and things like that.
Plus, I'm sure the movies he talked about are the ones he actually liked. So the ones he didn't, probably the ones he didn't like, are the ones he didn't talk about. Like, he doesn't like The Running Man. He doesn't.
I cannot figure that out, man. Like, I know you said why, but it's like I still don't see it. I don't see that movie looking any worse than like a lot of the ones like Commando or Raw Deal or other shit that he did.
I know he said it looked like a TV movie. I don't get either, but I mean, it's supposed to be a TV show, Arnold, but
wasn't up to his standards.
Oh well.
Chrissy likes your Cobra poster. Get a lot of comments on that.
Thank you, Chris. Favorite of mine. Thank you, Chris.
All right. So at this point in time, I guess we're out of shit. If anybody wants to like throw out any just random,
I got a
questions.
bunch of random ones.
Oh, you got random shit? I didn't know you had shit.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I don't even know if they're worth mentioning, but I guess that is like the aesthetic of the show. Venom 3. I mean,
Get out of here. Get the hell out of here with that.
but yeah, so the guy who wrote the first two is going to direct this one. I know Matt
Oh
loves
yay!
Venom
That'll make
2.
it so much better.
Who's Venom in it?
Tom Hardy.
That's so
That's the
weird to
actor.
me, man. That just doesn't. I know. I mean, I was just curious, like if he was going to continue to do that because it seems like such an odd role for him just to continue to do. Whatever they're probably
He
paying
has
him, like,
creative control and he loves
Yeah.
doing it. He's the reason why I think the first one is the scene like he just swims in a damn glass of crabs, just dumps himself in it just to be silly and stupid.
Mhm.
So, okay.
We did the
Venom
Linda
3.
Hamilton. So for video game fans, I was so disappointed when I saw. I mean, the cast is okay, but the first clip I saw for Twisted Metal, I love the games. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
No.
Anthony Mackie fighting Samoa Joe in a casino.
what?
Yeah. So
Who's Samoa Joe? in
okay,
it?
you know the clown character Sweet Tooth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about this.
That's Samoa Joe. And
Yeah,
in the scene, he's fighting Anthony Mackie, and he like has like it's like a remote or something. Turns on like R&B music, starts to dance and sing along. Yeah, it's oh man,
Sing along.
yeah, he's singing along to
oh man.
the Cisco song, Thong Song. So
Samoa Joe?
yes, any of you guys are too young to, you don't know what that is. YouTube it.
Mark, bust it out
Find the
for
clip.
us.
Oh,
Bust it out.
God. It's one of the worst songs like at the turn of the century to come out. It was
It's literally like don 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 don.
Let me see
it's
you
so
go.
cringe worthy. I could not believe that's the route. I'm like, so you had I'm like, okay. They have Samoa Joe doing like the body, but it's another guy doing like the ADR, so it's different voice.
Blow my fucking brains out with fucking sledgehammer.
Anthony Mackie, Neb Campbell.
Who does look like an aardvark, by the way.
Neb Campbell?
Not Neb Campbell, but
Oh, okay.
Anthony Mackie.
I was like, wait, she doesn't look that bad. Jesus
No.
Christ.
No, she's fine.
Neve Campbell's in this?
Yes,
What the fuck?
she
What's
is.
she doing in it?
She's one of the characters. So
What?
I don't know. There's
Okay.
other people in it that you would recognize name wise, but I'm not even going to mention them because I was so hopeful going in. I'm like, okay, it's a series. This could work. And a while back, we
Where's
talked
supposed
about
to air?
Netflix.
Netflix, probably.
Yep, Netflix.
Oh my
should've
God.
known.
It's gonna be another Army of
Should've
Dark, or not Army of Darkness, but Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Neve Campbell and Samoa Joe are in a movie together. Now, whoever saw that coming?
Mm-hmm.
You never had that on your bingo list of fucking people to show up in a movie together, did you?
A fight scene to the thong song.
Just the
Yeah.
look
What's-
of that character, by the way. If you haven't seen what Samoa Joe looks like, because they released like a couple of stills and shit,
Mm-hmm.
it's just hilariously bad looking. That movie is destined to be awful. It is. It's got to
TV
be.
What's
series.
this?
It's gonna be on more
Oh,
than
I'm sorry.
for just one go round. We've got potentially 8 to 10 episodes. So, and no, Jackson Jack,
What's
I'm not
this?
trolling. That's a legit thing. You can watch the scene on YouTube.
What's this? a racing scene with that song. What the hell was it? Do 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 do. The fucking chipmunk, like Cotton Eye Joe, whatever the fuck it's called. Do a racing scene with that fucking song. Jesus Christ. Blow my head off with a fucking hairdresser, hair dryer, everything. I hate this fucking Netflix shit. I'm glad I don't support Netflix. Fuck them up there, stupid asshole.
Nev Campbell out of left field for this one, boys.
That's what I said.
8 to 10 2-hour episodes for Twisted Metal.
Mhm.
Jesus.
What?
10 2-hour episodes.
Matt, renew your subscription right now.
It's people in cars racing and blowing each other up. Why you need 20 hours to tell that story?
Yeah,
Next up would be the 5-hour boxing match movie.
I don't know where this came from, but it's killer. I think that'd be great. Yakety sack. So I will probably just watch Twisted Metal because it's going to be free for me, basically, and it's bound to be hilariously bad.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It will get canceled quicker than the Resident Evil and He-Man series that Kevin Smith did. I'm sure.
Actually, I take that back. I think it's Peacock, but either way.
Oh, is it the cock? I don't have the cock.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's Peacock.
Well, I'll never see it then.
It's one of the two.
Not subscribing to the cock just to get that.
More Marvel news.
I'm gonna go hang myself here. I'll be right back. God.
They've once again pushed back the Blade release date, which I love the first two movies a lot, but I can't ever see them doing a rated R Blade film. It just not from Disney.
No.
Mark, they had
what?
Craven the Hunter, and that's R-rated.
But that's
The
Sony,
Hunter,
though. That's Sony.
Cowboy movie is Craven the Hunter. No one gives a shit about. No one knows who I'm talking about. That's how much of a hit it will be. Who the Hunter? Marvin the Hunter? No, right. Craven the Hunter.
Wes Craven the Hunter.
Yeah. So I guarantee, like, the reason they've been having trouble with the screenplay to it forever. I might have said this
the
before.
Director left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Director left.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it keeps getting pushed back. I think they're trying to figure out a way to do it without blood. That's the only thing I can think. Like, they're trying to make it as bloodless as possible. Yeah, I don't dislike. How do you say that guy's name? Is it Mahershala Ali? Is that how you say it?
The actor Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, that guy. I don't think he's a bad actor, but I can't see him as that character.
He was in was it Green Book that won the Oscar or nominated?
And I mean, Battle Angel, he pretty much looks like Blade. That's like his audition tape for the movie. If you guys have seen that. But
weren't the Blade movies from New Line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all three were New Line Cinema, but now the superheroes owned by Disney. They own all the Marvel stuff. So
here you go. What about the Sticky Fingers Blade?
We've already discussed that, actually, and no one.
Sticky Fingers just came up way too much in this episode.
Yeah, nobody wants that again. That was torture enough.
Oh my god!
You need to have that song again, man. Sticky fingers, sticky fingers.
Oh man!
You torture, you torture, you torture.
He really said that in that fucking show too. That's based on the real. Like, I need to go back and look that clip up. I'm sure it's still around somewhere. I'm just saying, Tony could. Anyway, though, Blade, in terms of Blade as a whole,
Mhm.
like I like the first one.
Mhm.
I didn't mind the second one. The second one was Del Toro, right?
Yeah.
And then the third one, it just went to shit. But like, which one was it where like Wesley Snipes is fighting like a little teenage girl, or she might be like 10 to 11 years old? Like, there's a scene where he's like trying to help this little girl, and like she gets up and starts trying to kick his ass.
That probably is the third one.
Okay.
If it's anything as ridiculous as that, it was probably the third one.
That makes sense.
That's the one with Triple H and the vampire dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vampire
H is a
Pomeranian.
Triple H in the movie.
Nipple Preparation H.
You got to spit that water.
Yeah. That's how he comes into the frame. Let's see here. Chris C said he heard the Blade movie is going to be rated R.
I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe that. That's like the Punisher. Like they'll never do that either. Disney is not going to produce a movie where a guy walks around shooting people. Like that's not going to happen. I can't ever see that.
They're too busy editing shit out of movies that are offensive. They're definitely not going to put in like that shit.
Exactly.
Did you talk about that? Was it French Connection?
I don't know. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
We haven't talked about that on here, have we?
I don't think so.
That'll be
the French Connection that edited.
There was something else too. There was the French Connection, that was the big one, but there was something else that got edited too, like another film, but I can't remember what it was. So yeah, so I guess Disney owns, what is it, Mark? You know this better than I do. Like the company that released French Connection. Shit, I should have French Connection around here somewhere.
I can't remember what it is right now. Well, Matt's on the.
Well, I know they own Fox, but I don't know about French Connection. Which one that is?
So, the French Connection. If anybody in here, and there's probably a lot of people that haven't ever seen the French Connection, was like an early 70s crime movie that basically invented the idea of like a gritty crime drama movie that, you know, you had like these cops that were
Fox.
It was Fox. Yeah. You had these cops that were not necessarily good guys. You know, a lot of other movies before that, they portrayed cops like in a certain like positive light, but in this, they're kind of like, they go to lengths that are just as bad as the criminals. But within that movie is a lot of like language and stuff of that time period that real cops used. And that's what Freakin' did, is that he went around with real cops and like made arrests with them, like hung out with them, like when they went on patrols and things like that, to see how they talked, how they acted, how they walked, so he could make the movie, right? So he picked up a lot of that stuff, put it into, you know, the script, and that was the French, and that's why people liked it. It was like a hyper realistic portrayal of like being a cop at that time period. And so Disney cut out, I don't know how much they cut out, but I know that they cut out like a lot of the language and a lot of the vulgarity centered around like racial slurs, ethnic slurs, things like that. I don't know how many.
was a 6-second sequence about the sequence. Let me see.
Shaft.
A clunky edit.
Okay.
A clunky edit during a scene roughly 10 minutes into the film. The sequence set in New York had Popeye Doyle and Roy Scheider's character. The former utters a racial slur. The 6-second sequence has been completely removed, and the edited version instead cuts to midway through the pair's conversation. So it just cuts in the middle of them talking. So it seems like an abrupt edit, as if the filmmaker didn't know what he was doing, but instead it was just censorship. And this is funny enough, in the UK and Canada, it's not edited on Disney Plus, just in the US. So in the UK, Canada, just the US, they're just editing shit.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, our own physical media, the good ones, that is. So, you know, stuff like this happens with the streaming. Get more and more. Like 48 hours, half that dialogue would be edited out today.
Oh yeah.
If they owned it.
Yeah.
it's about preservation and lack thereof with a lot of these movies.
It's, man, like, I just don't agree with any of that. Like, I don't agree with any censorship of any movie for any reason like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what it is, because the thing that they're missing with this is that film was true to its time. Like, that's what the fuck was going on. That's the thing that kills me about it, is that's the purpose of that film.
Right.
Like, by taking that stuff out, like, that completely defeats the purpose of that whole movie, which is like to be a realistic portrayal of like cops and how kind of like they were in a gray area at that time period in the 70s where they really weren't like great guys. Like, they were
Mhm.
kind of scumbags. That's really the whole point of that movie.
Yeah, that's
And
the story.
and the ending of the movie just further kind of like, backs that up. So it's like they're just blind to that fact. They're just randomly taking shit out that it's like burning a book or something to me.
It's a few scenes, we won't miss it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what they think. So, but this has also created another thing, which is like a lot of people in the physical media community have been going crazy about this and being like, keep all your physical media shit because they're going to like eventually do this to everything. So like hold on to your DVDs and your Blu-rays and things like that. I don't know though, man. I kind of feel like that it'll always be around somehow. It's the internet. Like, you're going to have access to this shit in uncensored form, like some way or another. Like, people will always have it.
It's the fact you have to be so secretive, and the point even you almost might get to a point you have to bootleg the original correct versions to see how it was intended when that shouldn't be the case in the first place. It's like,
yeah,
that thing we don't want you to do? Well, now we're forcing you to want to do it to see how it should be.
Big Crack Rock says that he can't wait till Disney owns everything. Wild
But
Ranger.
they already did.
Yeah, they kind of do. Film is history. That's true.
Unless they try to rewrite history.
Ryan says that he hates censors.
Oh, we all do.
Could you imagine? Mayor says, could you imagine if Disney got a hold of a Tarantino movie? Yeah, there'd be nothing left.
I'm sure he'd die before he lets that happen.
Carter brings up a good point. He can't wait for the Disney edit of Salo.
It'd be like 5 minutes long.
It'd be the first 5 minutes.
Just the credits.
Yeah. Disney killed Epstein, probably.
Wait, streaming versions of The Fugitive are edited?
I didn't know that.
What?
Where do you see that at? Oh, right here.
Sting of the Scorpion.
Streaming versions of The Fugitive were edited at one point. The cops called Kimball a scumbag. Why would they edit scumbag? Is it just because cops are saying it? I don't know.
That's weird.
It's crazy to me. Oh my god.
Why the hell they do anything? That's my
Box
question.
zombies. There's no end to censorship. Once you justify censoring one thing, there's a precedent set to keep going. Yeah, which they'll do. And of course, Alex Jones predicted all this. Yes. Black helicopters. Look out. We all saw what happened to Alex
Be careful of the frogs.
Don't be like Alex Jones if you can help it. the Disney kind of a mole syndrome. Yeah. Oh God. I wondered about this too. How long before they ban Ace Ventura with the whole Ray Finkel thing? Yeah, I keep thinking about that because that's completely would not fly today. Yeah. So
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, it's probably next on the list. Editing it right now.
Dear God, Mark, you brought up some good ones though. You brought up some bangers.
Let me see. I think that's it. Give me 1 second.
as the kids say.
Clint Howard's on his social media on Instagram. I almost forgot about this. He's got the screenplay for
shit.
Ice Cream Man 2 in his freezer. So I can't wait for that. All you Ice Cream Man fans out there. I know I'm not the only one.
Somebody on here said, I'm just curious if this was a joke or if somebody actually, if this was true, that he got in trouble. I can't say this out loud. That he got in trouble for having cocaine at a convention.
That's awesome.
Did you see that? Like,
No.
I didn't. I'm not saying it. So, like, this is not. I'm not slandering this man. I'm just saying that somebody on here posted that earlier and said that, like,
we should have led with that. That's the best
Yeah.
story of the night.
Can anybody in here confirm or deny this story? Because like somebody posted it earlier, and it went by me too quick while we were talking about something else.
It wasn't coke. It was sugar. He's got LBS, low blood sugar. That's all it was.
Yeah, it was like, what is that, like vitamin B?
Yeah.
Snort that stuff.
Mm.
So apparently, whoever posted it is not still in the chat, which is
Yeah, I was waiting for it to pop up over here.
I would love to hear the background behind that. I'm gonna see if I can find that post now. Hold on.
I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. It wasn't coke. He's a good man.
No,
He's clean.
he
Unless
doesn't
stole
seem
the
like
coke
someone.
stole the coke from Gary Busey after he
Yeah, after he groped.
around with a bunch of other
Yeah.
ladies. Damn pervert. Gary Busey, man. God damn, man. What are you doing?
He's got a brain injury. He doesn't know where he is.
Don't be there in public.
He
Be at
probably
home.
he probably doesn't. Oh, I can't even find this now. Maybe I just imagined it. Maybe I hallucinated it or something. Oh wait, we're getting into Clint. I'm getting into the Clint Howard territory here. Hold on. Where the fuck is that? Alyssa Milano, star of Teen Wolf 3. Clint Howard got in trouble this past weekend for having cocaine in his convention table. I told you I didn't make it up. And we all know Alyssa Milano,
man.
star of Teen Wolf 3, is a credible source.
That's right.
Is there some? I've got to hear the rest of this story, man, because that's just such a bizarre fucking story that I would love to know.
I wonder, was it a show Anthony was on? Like, he's always at these shows.
That's
I know.
true. Where's Anthony right now when you need him to?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
Probably-
send him a message. See if he
probably
knows
add another
anything.
show. Well, Justin, tell us this story because we all love Andrew Bernarski here.
Sure we do.
Yeah,
Would they knock over his booze at the table?
yeah, he's the best Leatherface ever.
Did he give his social security this time since he loves giving out his phone number to people?
And
I
somebody
still
get
can't
me
believe it.
some
Yeah.
background information about Clint Howard and this cocaine thing, please. Oh. I hope that's true. I don't know why, I just do.
Yeah, I'm still just like eagerly waiting for confirmation on the chat.
Yeah, I can't
What?
find anything online. So
All right, so what convention was going on this past weekend that he was at? Trying to think. Because there was one, because I remember seeing like people posting on Instagram, a lot of the celebrities in quotation marks.
Let me see if I can find it. We're gonna do our research.
I'm going to find this out. We're going to find this out for you because this is the kind of thing that we do here.
of course it's a news show. That's our job, is to find the news and find the information for the people out there.
Let's
Walter
see.
Cronkite and shit. Mark is Dan Rather.
Oh, here we go.
I found
Here's
it.
Uh-oh.
You did.
Oh no, wait, that's old. Sorry. I'm on his Instagram right now.
Oh, okay. Justin's pissed about the Andrew Bernarski situation, y'all. So the guy had a Leatherface mask signed by Brett Wagner, and Bernarski saw it and started yelling at the guy, saying, "I fucking signed this mask. Fuck that guy!" Screaming. So is Brett Wagner? I'm assuming the guy that plays Leatherface in the Netflix one, or is he like? I'm guessing
I'm not
that's who
even
that
sure.
is.
Probably.
If that's the case, that makes perfect sense to me because that guy seems like the type of guy that would do that. I can't believe we're sitting here trying to figure out if this story is true, but I think this is probably one of the best stories if it turns out to be true.
Yeah, last convention I see him posting about was New Jersey Horror Con, and that was March 24th.
This is interesting about Brett Wagner.
Okay.
He was the first Leatherface in the 2003 film, and he has the first kill, but he got injured, and then they had to replace him with Andrew
Oh.
Blutarski. Fuck Andrew Bernarski.
Guy's great.
Yeah, give your phone number more, you fucking idiot. I still can't get over when you show that video where you're just like, don't tell anybody, but my phone number is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not how that works, dude.
Oh, check it out, Mark. Justin says Justin's got all the info. It was in Niagara Falls, this convention. Oh, is he talking about the convention with Bernarski? We talking about Bernarski or are we talking about Clint Howard?
Yeah, please let us know.
Yeah.
I want to find
Anyway,
out.
I don't want to spend the whole last part of the show trying to figure out if Clint Howard does coke because I could really care less, but it's just a funny story. If he wants to do blow, conventions, that's fine. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly by Alyssa Milano, the star of Teen Wolf 3. So it's been a great show though. Like this has actually been one of the best ones. Incredibly entertaining. I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat, everybody that's watching. And of course, I appreciate Mark and Rambo for coming on here and doing this shit on really short notice too, by the way. I just brought this up like last night. So that's pretty good.
Thanks for having me.
I know Rambo, basically if you go on Rambo Rap for Life, you can check out your videos and you'll probably have 15 of them dropping soon. Because you're always working on
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
And then Mark, you got a couple videos coming out too, but you're working on the $2,000 backup still, or did you get the $5,000 main computer working?
The 5K machine is up and running. Yeah, so like I said last night, hopefully before the end of the year, I'll be done editing at least one video. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to promise anything anymore because I don't want to disappoint people. But there's always something on the way. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So let's see. I want to try to do the mandatory Dead Pit plug so CK doesn't get mad at me. So the 25th, which I believe is Sunday, is when we have the Horror Hall of Fame media show coming up. We'll be inducting, each of us will be inducting a couple of physical media pieces into the Horror Media Hall of Fame. And the 29th, I'm thinking that it's the 29th, right?
Yeah, it is.
I hope that's right. Then we've got another big show coming up there. I think I mentioned that one earlier, though. And then I'm trying to think of what the hell else.
Your tour of Italy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, each Monday at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be doing like a different Italian horror film director, like an overview of some of his more well-known films and like, his catalog of films. So this Monday, it's going to be Ruggero Deodato, who recently passed away, unfortunately. And the Monday after that, it's going to be Sergio Martino. So I know that those 2 weeks coming up, like what we're going to be doing. Oh God, that's right.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
also, what I think Wednesday the 28th, I believe on my channel, we'll finally be watching X-Files. I want to believe this movie sucks, and it does. At 9 p.m. Central.
That's right.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be on this one because all the X-Files was on this channel. But
that night, I'm going to make sure to go out and eat a bunch of sushi so I get like violently ill.
Yeah, it made sense for that movie.
Yep. But yeah, I guess that's it. And tune in to Dead Pit on Patreon, Dead Pit on YouTube, deadpit.com. There's the Dead Pit TeePublic store. There you can buy Into the Pit. Also, now we own all of the copies of Into the Pit if you want to watch that movie. That is what got everybody into the Dead Pit, according to Kelly Markoff. So glad that he came along at that time when we really needed the audience.
Did you ever hear back from that guy?
No.
Since you offered the...
There it is. I haven't
Get your copy now.
Now. Yes, buy it now. But I haven't heard anything
Mr.
back
Revisionist.
Since that.
The IRS guy, Mr. Revisionist.
I haven't heard anything back from him since we posted that, and I doubt that we ever will. Like, I don't see him coming on any show and trying to defend any of that because he knows what happened. But if he did, then that would be fine too. Because, I mean, the poster fucking itself speaks for itself. Like, I don't know what I'm revising because, like, in the poster, like I said, that's what he wanted the plot to be, was that, I'm trying to get away from the show and yada, 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 yada.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of nonsense. So anyway.
Wait, plug where you can buy it. Jackson Jack wants a copy.
Oh, you got to do Back to the Pit. Where do I buy it? You have to, oh, Jesus Christ. You have to be a patron right now, I think, to be able to buy it. Like, I don't think it's on sale anywhere else. It was on sale at Grindhouse Video, but they sold out of them. And they haven't got any more yet. And that is not true, Matt. That is an illegal download. We will not endorse that version of the movie.
No, not at all.
And yeah, so if you're a patron, you can buy it through the patron site. Oh shit. Look at this shit. Oh my God, man. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
From back in the day, I still got it.
Yeah.
From back in the day.
So that is definitely a classic and what brought us into the limelight. So
that's right. You got to get your copy. Get your copy.
They made you so tiny, by the way, compared to like CK's ready to eat your head.
Everybody hold them up. You got to buy it now.
Buy it now.
Buy all of them. I don't think he did a particularly good job on CK. CK kind of looks Korean. He did a really good job with me.
Yeah.
But
I never noticed that until you said it right now.
Yeah.
There's the Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
From the Kentucky Fu Manchu.
Looks like a Steven Seagal villain.
It is. It's hilarious to look back at this though and see how many people were on here and everything. But anyway, it's been a great show, and we will see you guys. We just randomly do this shit, so yeah. Mm-hmm. The next thing we're going to be doing will probably be the X-Files thing, right? So
yeah.
That's I don't want to, but I have to. So, all right. Until then, I'm Uncle Bill. For everybody, we're signing out of here. See y'all.
Give us the thumbs up,
Up you butt.
like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that now.
No, don't you
Yeah.
dare touch it.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.